In pursuit of our life's dreams, failure should never be allowed to be a hindrance that stops us from reaching our success. Hello there, welcome once again to Jacqueline's Corner, where I share with you thoughts, tips and tools to empower you to reach for your greatness, to live in your own possibilities, and to be the best you that you can be. It's a natural inclination for the human mind to avoid things that makes it uncomfortable, but yet it is a tenacity to break past these limitations on the mind that leads to unique individuals, that leads to people achieving greatness and tremendous success. Think about it. If all the great men and women who had broken boundaries, developed innovative things, like for instance this video camera that I'm talking to you through, if the person had given up on failing the first time, second time, third time, I doubt if we would have, achieved much. But the person keeps pushing. So failure is really not a bad thing. Failure is not something to be ashamed of. Failure is not something to feel so guilty and blame yourself. That's usually what stops people. When they fail, they feel that I failed, I can't do it, I can't get it right. They go on a guilt trip. Apart from going on a guilt trip, they draw back. Chances are they either settle for mediocrity or they don't keep on, and then that's it. The dream is lost somewhere along the line. So you've got to keep fighting. You've got to keep pursuing your dreams. You've got to let the failure propel you. Your failure shouldn't be a defining factor over your life. That you fail does not mean you're a failure. When it becomes a problem, or when you become a failure, is when you have given it the driver's seat on your journey. Now it takes you wherever it chooses to. But when you take control of failure, you can actually take the lessons you've learned from that failure to grow. It should fuel you, it should be a source of inspiration. Don't beat yourself over and over again because you failed. Because the truth is this, you're going to fail. Yes, it's a reality. You're probably going to fail so many times before you get it right. Before you achieve that success, you're probably going to fail 1,000 times, but don't see it as a failure. See it as trying it 1,000 different ways before you got the one correct way to get it right. If I'm making it, I hope I'm making any sense. So, the tendency is not to keep scores and like, oh, I'm going to fail. It's a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. Negative self-fulfilling prophecy that you're sowing into your life. You don't expect to break through. You don't really expect. You just say, okay, well, you dilute your dreams. Oh, well, it's not going to be better than this. You dilute your dreams and then you settle for mediocrity. Or you even scrap that one and like, oh, well, this is not working. Let's go do something else. And you keep on going on and on. But if your passion, if your dream is really, if you want to chase after your dream, you've got to hold on. You've got to be tenacious. You've got to give it your best. You've got to give it your all. You've got to accept that failure is inevitable. That it's a part of process. It's one of those things. So how do you deal with these failures really? How? Sometimes it took me a learning. There are some things that I felt so ashamed that I couldn't share with people. I felt guilty. I felt I had fallen so short. I felt my weakness was, going to make people judge me. But after a while I said, excuse my friend, to hell with anybody judging me. It's my life. It's my future. It's my failure. I'm going to own it. I take responsibility and take accountability and then learn from it and move on. I am not going to let anybody's judgment weigh me down or put me from reaching for my greatness because I'm afraid that they are going to say, oh, I am not genuine, or the mockery. There are people who will probably remind you that you have fallen short 1,000 times. They're going to remind you that you've not achieved anything. All your attempts has been wasteful. Ignore them. Those disparate voices are simply distractions. Ignore them and just do you, be you, and go after your dreams. Now, these are the steps I normally apply, and I would advise anybody If you have a failure in your life, be brutally honest with yourself. No shifting the blame, no blame games here. Be brutally honest. Put it under the microscope. You know, microscope shows you every nitty-gritty of everything. Put it under the microscope and dissect it. What happened? Where did I go wrong? How did I contribute to it? I'm not saying you should ruminate on it over and over, but do this process. Understand what happened, where you fell off, how did you get where you were, you know, and accept it, acknowledge it, and accept that failure is just a step that nature is using to push you in the right direction. That Providence wants to take you where it needs you to go. And then you're passing through this learning curve to get what you need to continue your journey. It's a journey, you know, and usually it's the interesting part of the journey is the journey itself, not the destination. Okay? Now, so when you've dissected your failure, you've acknowledged and accepted that it is part. Be kind to yourself. Let go. Be kind to yourself. No guilt tripping. Share it if you can with someone you can confide in. Write it down. Talk about it. Sometimes if you don't have anybody close, writing is cathartic. It lets out the grief. It lets out the pain. It lets out the guilt. Forgive yourself. And then try again. Go try again. Never give up. Never give up on your dreams and settle for mediocrity or not settle at all. I mean, like not even bothering anymore. You give up. Don't. You pick up your race. You pick up your mantle. Like it's commonly said, it's a cliche, but it is so true. The only thing that we can fear is fear itself. And fear is really nothing. Failure is nothing until you've given it a name, until you've given it a label. Thank you for listening to me once again. I appreciate it. I appreciate all those who have subscribed. Please don't forget to subscribe so that we can keep talking to one another, keep learning, share your experiences with me. I really appreciate this opportunity. And as usual, I have just a little assignment, not much. Just want you to sit down and face your failure. Sit down. What is that thing that you have failed? What is that thing that you have planted a self-fulfilling prophecy over on your life that you feel that you can't achieve? Be honest with yourself. Sit down and think about it. Thank you once again. Don't forget to click. Okay? Be good to yourself. Blessed be. Bye.